Alright everyone, Supreme Kami over here. So in terms of next week announcement is already live, so let's actually go over it and see what we have. In terms of next week, we are going to be getting a GM Quill over here. So this is a fairly decently looking unit, I gotta say. So that post right there definitely quite top notch if I have to say so myself. But we are going to be getting two Gundam Battle Festival banners over here, and they have the ability to go into a 7-star rarity. So in terms of 7-star parts, I'll definitely kind of give my 2 cents on how I feel about it right now and how it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna impact like in terms of the game too much overall, like specifically in terms of like gameplay styles, because like having 7-star right now is not really gonna serve too much of a purpose. Like there's currently not any event in the game that really desperately need that much power, so that's why I don't think in terms of like casual player or even free to play players, I don't think there isn't gonna be like any thing to kind of worry about. I guess the best advice is just probably gonna be like, you know, save us as many of those 6-star or 7-star awakening circuits for now, and then until they can mass release everything that we currently have, then that's probably the time to use it. But so right now, I just feel like what they're doing, they're just gonna, I don't know when will be like their timeline in terms of like, instead of like going back to the older stuff that's like we have right now, because of what they want to do right now is simply push the 7-star and kind of neglect all the previous ones. So that is more or less like, I didn't do like an alteration video like talking about the Hagashiki Kai, because I feel like what it's doing is basically slapping like a bigger stats and what kind of like what we have already. If you look at the Hagashiki at 6-star level 99, it's literally, I will have to say here, like few parts here and there are probably worse than what we already seen. So that's why I feel like just having that 7-star property is like what they're trying to push for, and that's how they get people to summon for it. Like I think the only people that like they'll get them on is probably those that are like really trying to hammer into like those arena when they need those specific parts, like, you know, I will have to say majority of like the top 100 arena play would definitely go for them. But other than that, I feel like the majority of, if you guys don't care about arena that much, going for these is not the best banner for sure. So in terms of this week, we had the Eclipse Gundam. Like Eclipse Gundam, I get this. This is probably gonna be like a pretty fun looking kit to begin with. So this is definitely gonna be a unit I'm gonna go for. But in terms of the Barbaric Gundam, I don't like. I honestly don't see this guy being like a Gundam Fest here, because like it barely has any screen time, and it's more or less like another, like you can say a mixture of maybe Barbito sport form as well as a Barbito 6 form. So I don't know, like I'm pretty sure they just gonna slap some pretty insanely high stat on this one, and maybe here and there a few good melee war tag. And I don't know, like I feel like the armor for the Barbaric Gundam may have like a EX skill like similar to the one that we have for the 6th form Barbados, where it's gonna be like what 180 or like 200 like machine gun or something like that, or like some sort of like a rocket gun, whatever they call it, right? Because in the show, in like the very first episode, like that very first few minutes, Control actually used that as like a, you know, you can say use as attacker. So yeah, I don't see that arm being like anything too surprised, I guess. And then in terms of the other part, I don't know. We just know that there is only going to be 6 part for the Barbaric Overseer, so you have the mace and all that. So this one, if you talk about per part individually, you will see a better drop rate. But it's like everything in terms of all those 6 part combined, it will still be a 5%, and that's 16% for that prime build probably. But in terms of per part, you are going to be looking at a slightly better rate than compared to Eclipse Gundam, obviously, because Eclipse Gundam does have 7 parts, while the Barbaric has 6 part right there. So yeah, in terms of the Eclipse, looking at that banner image, this one may be like a dual type unit. Like in terms of Eclipse Gundam, I don't know too much info. Like currently, there's only like that manga version that they have been kind of releasing every other week. I don't know, like I don't know what's like the release schedule in terms of like the manga they upload in Gundam Info, but they are like they are slowly showing like the manga version. Like I don't know, like they better make like an actual anime version so I can watch that. I don't want to watch the actual manga, like no. But in terms of that, that is pretty much what we have. So besides that, they also just want to quickly cover with you guys. So they have finally updated the arena shop over here, so you guys can this will ever low. Okay. In terms of arena shop, they have finally made an update. So we do have a 3-star version of the Sagu Char Aznable version over here. So let me just quickly cover that one as well. I did quickly take a look, and there is one pretty sneaky part that they throw into it, obviously. So there's only going to be 4 parts as well as a pilot. So in terms of the pilot, Char Aznable himself with the actual helmet. So this one is quite good looking one. The military uniform, oof, he looks really good in that one. This is not a bad part for sure. So this one is going to be an EXQ reduced 15%. So if you guys are currently looking for a good option, this is definitely a route to go. So this one, I wouldn't say it's bad at all. You just have to shoot down one enemy and you can gain that 15%. So if you guys currently does not have any good pilots that has a cooldown reduction, this one is definitely going to be a good option for sure. So in terms of the Sagu over here, so let's kind of take a look real quick. In terms of the Sagu, so you do have a head plus a chest over here, so it's not bad on the set, obviously, just because this one is going to be integrated parts. In terms of EX skill wise, it's not that bad either, so it's going to come in at a B power, so it's not bad actually. Amphibious and Saku type, huh? So what about the arm? In terms of the arm stat, is not going to be anything too impressive overall. This one's going to be a D pierce and C power, huh? So it's not going to be anything too powerful. It is actually going to lower your enemy gunpla physical resistance by 29%. If this was in the realm of, let's say, lowering your melee attack or lowering a shot attack, that would be a lot more better. I don't know how effective that will be, just like lowering physical resistance and all that, but I guess you know. But let's see, let's take a look at the leg. In terms of leg, it's gonna be like a generic, you know, EXP power boosting, so it's not bad overall. 25% when you're using infinite job license. So in terms of the stat, it's pretty average from what we have seen from the other one, like compared to like the F91, I would have to say, because I believe some parts does have around the same stat wise compared to the leg per se. Yeah, more or less around the same. So they have been keeping it pretty average around. So, but the backpack is probably gonna be a noticeable part trait that a lot of people may use in terms of like the Master League, I would say, because this is going to be one of those situations where you can innately reduce your enemy cooldown time by 17%. So this is more or less like a way for them to counter, let's say, cooldown reduction build in arena. I feel like that is this is pretty much counterintuitive because like the way how the current like league arena works, like in terms of the 3v3, is the enemy lineup that has like infinite like cooldown reduction, which is like kind of insane. Because even my personal build, I don't really have that unless like even when I was enemy myself, I didn't actually pack in like EXQ cooldown reduction and all that, but I still have it. So it's like I don't know what kind of agenda they're pushing. Now they're rolling this one out. It's I don't know. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot more hard, like a lot more harder, because like I'm pretty sure a lot of players actually trying to push for like a cooldown reduction build, and having this one just kind of nullify all of that. Because if like your enemy, for example, did apply 3 of this like across the board on their builds, I don't know if they actually stack up, but if they do stack up per se, they go up to like a 51%, and you're gonna need like 151 at least. You're trying to trigger any like fast cooldown. So this is probably like a broken trait at the moment if they stack. If they don't, having like you would approximately do need 120% just trying to push through it. But it's still a pretty bad. It really for us it's bad. For like the player who's actually using it to counter like cooldown reduction, this is actually good for them. But yeah, other than that, this is probably the best part to be looking at in terms of the trait. Other updated, these are also updated. So yes, you need to form up your your AM or tune-up material. That is, I would suggest getting that one only. In terms of these, I will have to say slowly but surely roll for them, because like these cost a lot as well. Gonna be 100 per coin or 100 coins per. So yeah, it's a little bit expensive. And then in terms of this one, I'm not gonna be suggesting to get that one, because like you can just kind of wait every day via login to get them. whenever you guys go into the arena page and all that. But yeah, so that is gonna be pretty much it what I want to cover with you guys over here. And do let me know, how do you guys feel about the 7-star at the moment? I feel like how they're doing it this time around is compared to all the other one, like the 6-star, like even the big scale. I feel like how they're handling this time around is kind of like not really backward, but I feel like they're being a little bit restrictive of how they're doing it. Or like I guess we just might have to wait and see how they'll handle it, because like if they would have like at least drop a few new standard unit or standard part that have the access to 7-star, that is probably a lot more forgivable. And just right now focusing strictly on like the summonable part is just not good at all. But that being said, that is going to be pretty much it, and then I'll catch you guys all on the next one.